गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पतः न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यो गुरु स शिवः प्रोक्तः य शिवः स गुरु स्मृतः विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतल्पः। Sing one song, bhajan about Gurudev's glory. गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है कृष्ण चरण, है कृष्ण चरण। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है कृष्ण चरण, है कृष्ण चरण। जो भी रूप में ब्रह्मा विष्णु वही रूप में गुरु। जो भी रूप में राम और कृष्ण वही रूप में गुरु। जो भी रूप में राम और कृष्ण वही रूप में गुरु। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है कृष्ण चरण, है कृष्ण चरण। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है शिव चरण। जो भी रूप में ब्रह्मा विष्णु वही रूप में गुरु। जो भी रूप में राम और कृष्ण वही रूप में गुरु। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे वचन है शिव वचन। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे वचन, गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे वचन है शिव वचन, है शिव वचन। गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण। है कृष्ण चरण, है शिव चरण, है राम चरण, है कृष्ण चरण। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। One who gives a small glass of water and quenches our bodily thirst for few minutes, we say thank you. What to say of the one who gives us freedom from many sanchit karma, birth and death, who gives us freedom from many lives, many future troubles, many good and bad fruits of action. So today is the day not to tell that Gurudev had birthday. Saints have gone beyond their body and their birth and death. But today is the day to just remember the one because of whom we are sitting here. It's a gratitude day, it's a surrender day, it's a commitment day. It's a day to remind where we were, where we are. So we'll think about Gurudev. I always have felt that remembering our Guru itself is a sadhana. If you just dwell on his glories, then automatically all sadhanas come to you. So today when I was reflecting upon Gurudev's words, so many thoughts were coming, and it is really when the God is happy with us, He packages His love in the form of a teacher. Teacher is His love packet. And therefore Tulsidas ji says, Bandho Guru Pada Kanja Kripa Sindhu Nara Roop Hari. So Mannatha Jagannatha Mad Guru Jagat Guru. Once I asked Gurudev, I was 18 or 19 maybe. I had not even joined the course also. And I asked if the sadhana is slipping down of somebody. Then, and he is lacking his interest in sadhana. What should he do? And I remember his answer. He said that leave everything. For 5-7 days, go to some secluded temple. Give some money to the priest so that he can give you meals twice a day. And go walking and chant Hari Om, your holy Om mantra. After only 2 days, you will find that you are rejuvenated, you want your back space. Today I was remembering those words. Many things were there. But what made Gurudev very different and special, I will tell you. Because everybody's Guru is different for him. Whom you love is appearing very different. If whom you love is like everybody, then there is no love. If you say, if husband says, my wife is like everybody's wife, then understand there is no love. Simple thing. If husband loves the wife, then he will automatically say that there is no wife like me. And positively. And vice versa also. Wife will also say that there is no husband like me. And they don't say because they don't feel sometimes. But if they have love, they will say that. So, anybody's teacher is great for him. And various thoughts were crossing in my mind. Few things I'll share with you. And I've already talked a lot. For so many years I have been talking about what my experience was. But I'll start with one point of Gurudev. And that point of Gurudev was, teaching came later on, I feel. I was too small to understand the teaching of Gurudev. I must be 6 years, 7 years when I attended his Gita Gyan Yajna. Up 6 years, 7 years, you understand. And chapter was also complicated chapter. It's not a simple chapter. Second chapter, some Gyan Yoga and all this, I didn't understand anything. But what attracted me was his love. Somebody has to be personal with you. The personal weakness goes by personal strength. Personal weakness is the world. You personalize money, you personalize some person, you personalize your house, you personalize your body. When you personalize your God and when you personalize your Guru, then your weakness of the personal weakness regarding the world goes with the personal strength with the Guru. This personal, when you felt that he came for me, he can solve my problem. He can take charge of my life. He can, I don't need anybody more. This expression of something towards the heart was that made Gurudev very close to me. That was his style. Mahatma is not the one who only teaches. Mahatma is the one who seeing him, you feel that there is, I think, God has loved me. You don't miss God after seeing a Guru. You don't miss scriptures. You don't miss Ram and don't miss Krishna. Because he himself appears to be Ram, he himself appears to be Krishna. He himself appears to be Shiva. So when I saw Gurudev talking on Gita, I used to say, Bhagavan Krishna also must have talked like that. Many things also I didn't understand what he was saying. But, the human problem is that he wants to possess something and world doesn't allow itself to be possessed by you. I'm repeating it. I want to possess some money or a person, but that money and person doesn't allow me to be. It doesn't want that I should possess him. I want that conducive response and I don't get that. Many things I cannot share. Few things I will just mention about that. What I used to converse or what I had written to me or written to him or what I talked to him. Once I went to Kanpur and I think it was 93 or 92. 91. And I was among the crowd. There was the trustees and the committees. I was very young and trustees were very senior. And I was a part of the committee and all the trust there. They say, you also come. Gurudev will feel that we have youngsters also. Otherwise he will say, you don't have youngsters in your mission. So I was sitting on the fourth row quietly because his presence was an awe. You just wanted to gaze without blinking. And I heard he gave the time, I think 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So 5 o'clock we left, and whole night I couldn't sleep. We left, he was little late because people said he's not well. Anyway, he came at 10:30 past, something like that, 10:30. And he gazed, he scanned his vision like this. He had a very penetrating vision. I mean, if he is watching you, you feel like somewhere going inside the ground, like that. And imagine when you are scolding, I'll come to that. And there, I was not worthy. But I'm telling you how something touches. He took my name and he said, where is he? Like this everybody feels. Like I felt. Everybody feels like that. There was a madness about him. And then, of course, I could not say I am this. I was so quiet at that time, I couldn't raise my hand and say that I am this. Twice he had to ask. Then other people said, he is there. And Gurudev smiled and said something. But what is important about the Lord's glory? That He doesn't hide His love. Lord's love is very expressive love. His love is very communicative love. You cannot say that I was not loved by Lord. You cannot say like that. There's a long queue once going in Bombay, and Guru Dakshina program was going on. So as we have envelope, people were putting in the Guru Dakshina box, and the bhajan was going on. And Gurudev himself used to sit and offer prasad pustika. Old lady who was a poor lady, she was maybe servant of the ashram. She came in the queue, no envelope. And the organizers stand near Gurudev to make rush because long queue is there. And at that moment, she started, in her saris she had put some coin. Instead of getting that coin ready, at that moment only she started untying that. Some people are like that. They irritate the organizer because it is delayed. And organizer, Gurudev said, no, let her. And then everybody's envelope was put in the box, but this coin he took with his hands, put in his hand and put on his pocket. He had a value for love. He reciprocated to your love. We are very emotional people. We want to be accepted, and without cause. Don't see how good I am, because I'll be disqualified. Therefore, I don't want you should see. I don't want you should see my qualification in that love. Loving with cause is samsara. Loving without cause is God. Those who love with cause because you did this something for you, them therefore they love, that is a samsara, that is a worldly person. The one who doesn't see your qualification, doesn't see your achievement, and still he embraces you, he is called Guru and he is called God. This is what my feeling was there. There was no special cause required to please Gurudev. That was the most interesting aspect. I mean, whole Chinmaya mission is expression of Gurudev's manifested love and compassion. The compassion of Gurudev manifested is called Chinmaya mission. The manifested karuna, abhivyakt karuna, Gurudev abhivyakt karuna, Chinmaya Mission. There is nothing called something else is there. Teacher is not the name of the one who teaches. Teacher is the name of the one who packages his love and compassion with words. That is the glory of the teacher. So first thing is, this was very striking factor. You know, I still remember, my grandfather used to be very particular that if Gurudev has come, you have to have his darshan. And when I was 6 years old, he took me to his discourse first. And he said, don't talk and don't move. And therefore, when a child comes, I feel more sympathetic about him. And he made me sit on the first row to make the matter worse. But I was not very disobedient. I said, okay, I'll sit there. So I used to sit like this on the first row. And there was a big, not hall, ground. And on the ground, I used to sit there and kuch to samajh mein aata nahi tha. You don't understand what he's talking also. This BMI chart was there, the stick. I used to see the stick and BMI chart and look at him. His glory was honest. And he used to roar. So, you know, he has very inimitable style he had. Atma is above all the body identifications. So even a sleeping person like some of you, you cannot sleep. So, there was an electrifying kind of words were there in between. Electrifying. And then, you know, my grandfather will introduce me, but I had no understanding who is he, what is it. Pranam karo bhai, pranam ho gaya. The life is beautiful when you don't have anything else to pursue other than when teacher pursues you. Instead of you pursuing the teacher pursues you. This Guru going after somebody, this was Ramakrishna Paramahansa. When Vivekananda was not coming to him as Naren, he used to go searching for him. In his house he used to go sometimes. He said, you didn't come today? Chalo bhai, ho gaya. 3-4, again he said. So one day Naren Vivekananda said, tell me, don't you think you are too attached to me? If I don't come, you start running. Then he said that, what do you think I am? He said, you are a great saint, I see God in you. I see God in you, I try to see that you are God. He said, you try, I see you as a God. Paramahansa said, I see you as a God. I run after God. I don't run after a person. This is the beauty. Glory of a teacher is that he is after the disciple. More than disciple is after him. I think he does more tapasya for the disciple. This is what Gurudev did whole life. Do you think what he did for whole world for 40 years? Do you think we can match his tapasya and pain? When I travel, I know what happens after 7, 8, 10 days of traveling. How you get tired, how you get exhausted, even with the flying and all these things. Airport is also not good. Sitting, time changes, time zone changes, the jet lag is there. It appears good. But I remember, flight came from US to Bombay at 1 a.m. in Bombay. So Gurudev came back by 2 o'clock or 2:30. Morning 6 o'clock he had to leave. And when he had to leave at 6 o'clock, now brahmacharis were there. So he wanted to see them. And their classes were starting at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. He said, no, I'll take one class. 4 o'clock was the class. 4 o'clock, imagine that. Achha, they were all, brahmachari also have to wait because Gurudev is coming in the ashram, so Purnukum, etc. is doing on, unko milyana hai. So he used to have his class. Well, no, I will have the classes there. 4 o'clock, 4:30 to 5:30, something class will be there in the dark. Tell me, what was the guiding factor? I felt I should rest. Rather, I would have taken 1 day rest more, then gone next morning. Whole day we take rest. Some take rest for 1 week. I don't know when they work. But I would have taken rest for 1 day and then gone. He straight away started. What was the cause of Gurudev's tapasya? Only one. And that was love and compassion. I don't see any other cause what was there. What he will get. He had a lot of love for people. You know, when Badrinath, they wanted renovation, I went to Badrinath. And there Ravalji was there. He took me to his room. The main priest, he took me to his room. And I saw Gurudev's photograph there, in his room. So he said, no, when the renovation was going on, he was one of the first to just contribute the money. Similarly, when I went to Vivekanand Kendra in Kanyakumari, Eknath Raneji was there. Those of you who were there. His photograph and his letter is also still there, pinned up there. Guru, immediately he used to just... His whole life was love in expression, compassion in expression. I can't see something else. I was maybe 16-year-old. I was in some mission center, I can't tell all the things. And as I told you, I wanted to bring out a magazine. Now in the committee I was sitting there, they said, you know, you should have self-sustained everything. If you are bringing a magazine, you don't ask to the mission. You should collect the money and you should have advertisement form. Full page, this much, half page, this much, quarter page, this much. And you should collect the money and then after that. You won't believe, childish nature. First thing I did, I wrote to Gurudev, this is the advertisement form, please refer to the tariff rates. And bless me by your all kinds of support. And within 7 days, from Siddhwadi, came the check. And now these people on the mission, you know, they said, how can you approach him? I said, see, what I had to do, I had done that. We are small children. I who don't have mother and father. My mother was Gurudev at that time. I said, you go, and still today also, if I have to say something, I'll go to Gurudev and my mother and father. And if you say something, I'll complain to Gurudev. You know, this merging of heart makes the teacher and disciple click. It is not that teacher teaches the disciple. Teaching is a very exterior thing. It's hearts that should click. It's the oneness that should click. Clicking, understand. Clicking, you don't have another existence, other personality. You don't feel different. You don't feel someone apart from him. So first thing about Gurudev was, what made the world go behind him, that he made one to remove the sorrows of everybody. Once I wrote, my marks have gone so bad, I am so disturbed. I wrote 4-5 page letter. And I wrote a letter, please write personal on my envelope because others open it. Some people have so much of minus with everybody, others letter they open and read. So my letter, coming at any, others are opening and reading it. So I said, please write personal. I don't know what you'll write. He didn't write my personal. He wrote a 4-line letter. He said, I went through all your letter, but from a person like you, I don't expect this kind of letter. You have to be dynamic, vibrant, happy, full of joy at all time. And from that day, I've never been that sad, etc. There is various kind of dikshas are there. He as if somebody overtook me, overpowered me. Unless you are overpowered by the teacher, you cannot be a good seeker. You will be overpowered by your calm and growth then. Somebody should overwhelm me, overpower me. You should be lost. You should be amazed. You will be drowned. Somebody should be there to overwhelm you about this. That was Gurudev's personality. It was not that, I said no, therefore, it was not that starting with the teaching. Teaching came later on for me. And even if you are hearing, unless you felt this compulsion, you are pulled. He doesn't pull, you are pulled automatically. That is the love. Gurudev's each expression was full of that. An old person came and many times used to, they bent slowly to offer namaskar. And he had back problems and all. Gurudev never allowed. He lifted his feet. He horizontally, well, touch it. He had so much of love there. Our Shama Maitri ji was there. She is still there in Siddhavadi. She had lot of problem in the back. She couldn't walk. And Gurudev was in the ashram and Siddhavadi, that another area is there, rural development area. But she came to see him on his birthday. And Gurudev said, why did you come to see me? My legs are better than your back. I could have walked towards you. Then she said, Gurudev, how did you know that is my birthday? And then next line was very touching. Gurudev said, every day you chant, Tameo Mata Chapita Tameo, and I will not know your birthday. Every day you chant in your morning prayers, Tameo Mata Chapita. Do you think I'll forget? I also might. Somebody must have. That was his overpowering love was there. Something you didn't have to put effort to come closer to him. You never had to put effort. He pulled. In one center anyway, in Siddhavadi he was sitting once. And one old lady was there. She was a great devotee. I am not taking their names. Mrs. Bhandarkar was there. She was in Indore. And she told Gurudev, if I had met you 35-year-old, 35 years back, instead of meeting just 5 years back, Gurudev said, good you did not meet me. I wouldn't have become a Swami. So, he had that. You are so good and so nice. When everybody was laughing, but she was in tears. So when I went to her house, she showed Gurudev, sent me one handkerchief and all that. This all-encompassing compassion what he had. Many of the people did not know very good English. And among those I can tell, my grandmother was there. She used to go and sit. And Gurudev was talking in Gita, is this Upanishad? So one day I asked out of fun, because I used to make a lot of fun on her. Every second was something to irritate her. That was my whole aim. To do something, to say something so that she irritates and shouts. There was a joy in listening to that shouting. I don't know you all have done or not. So I said, you listen, you understand anything. And if you understand, tell me what he said today. He said, I understand, what should I tell you? I understand everything. I said, tell me one sentence, which chapter of Gita he is speaking. I was a child, I didn't know Gita, etc. I said, which chapter is there, Gita? Tell me also, I'll also learn. But all was out of fun and sarcastic remark. Nothing was serious from my side. And she said, no, I understand. You will not understand what I understand. And then my grandfather was standing. He said, in front of a saint, you don't need a language. You don't need a language if you have faith. Faith is the biggest language when you sit in front of a saint. She may not have understood, but when she watches Gurudev, that itself will give her all the grace. What we may get after, and we may not even get after understanding what she can get in the communication with the faith. I didn't understand all these words, but after 15 years, when I started studying Vedanta, I understood what was the word said here. So this was one thing. This was a specialty of Gurudev. When Umaji was there, Uma Acharya, in Jaipur, I think she was in Lucknow, and she fed, Gurudev fed. Gurudev had a habit of feeding. So something I heard, whatever is there, he took a cake and he fed with the spoon. And after that, by one spoon was there, they'll start searching another spoon. But Gurudev used to, again, same spoon he started eating. He said, Gurudev, let me change this. He said, why? Do you think you are different? You are my child. You cannot forget these things. Somebody becomes the foundation of our life when he gives me without getting anything. Somebody becomes the basis of our existence. One who brings God. And today is the day of the manifestation of that Mahatma, who touched thousands of lives through his all-encompassing compassion. This was starting point. You felt accepted, you felt appreciated, you felt love. Many times he complimented so many that I cannot tell you also what he said to me. You never felt that I have not seen you after seeing him. This is the first thing. Guru is not an individual, he is an institution. Institution is the one, if you go through institution, your qualification increases. Institution is the one, when you touch the institution, your selflessness increases. This is the first point. Other things were there good. His teaching was excellent. He was a Great teacher that you all know. In early, I think, 60s, in Kerala, and one boy came. He said, I will not obey you, Swamiji, because I am not your disciple. Gurudev said, okay, come here. He came. He said, stand in front, left to me. So he stood in front, left. He said, I can't see you very. Come and stand on the right. So he stood on the right. He said, but if I have to talk, you have to sit on the front. Come and sit on the front. He sat on the front. He said, see, whatever I am saying, you are doing it. You said you cannot obey me. Simple instructions don't need a lot of obedience. We want the simple course of your life. I am only telling the simple rules of the life. You need not obey me all the time. But at least accept what you are thinking is right. Everybody was. That was Gurudev's ways. He treated and tackled the person at his own level. No, with the children I had seen him because as a child also I have gone to him. As a child of 6-7 years, very close, I told you, he embraced me. I've seen that aspect also. And when I saw him at that time, he never appeared to me as a Swami who appears very seriously about the Upanishads, etc. He was a very good storyteller. I forgot what story he told. And the way he dramatized, I used to just gaze his dramatized one. There was a very big king. And the king went into the forest. All children very low walked. In the forest, there was a big lion. Lion followed the king. Some small children got up. He said, sit down. This is the welfare teacher. Sit down. Don't ask them to sit. You sit down. They are children. They are not meant to be sitting like you. You are not talking about meditation. They are all my children. Come on. Now, the lion was following that. And one small child, his pant is coming down. I have seen that also. He used to hold the child in his lap, embrace him, put his mala on his neck, play him. The baby was stroking with his beard. He allowed him. The greatest capacity of a teacher is he bends. What? To lift. To lift somebody, you have to bend. You have to kneel down. Sometimes, mother lies down with the baby to make the baby sleep. She pretends to sleep. Baby is sleeping, baby is not sleeping. He is making some noise. So my mother lies down and she does like that. Come on. And she pretends as if she has slept. So baby comes and sees, does like that. But she's pretending that if I make some noise, he will again get up. Gurudev was like that. He was not that he was at that level. Somebody said, why Gurudev joked so much? I said, not for himself. He was in Brahman reveling. It was because your gross mind doesn't catch the word. To make you laugh. You antique piece-faced, because you have so much of tension. Your face, first God has made, second your nature has made. You are so sad sometimes, so depressed. He makes you laugh. Once Gurudev was sitting on a dining, having a morning breakfast. And somebody said, Gurudev, have tea. So they put that sugar in the tea. He said, you should also have tea. We said, yes. He said, put one more sugar. He said, but I have one. Well, put one more. So he said, okay, Gurudev, you are saying I'll put 2 sugars. So he put 2 spoonfuls and he stirred. And he said, Gurudev, it is salt. And then he said, and you expect me to gulp the whole thing? Everywhere, he had a knack of bringing out some kind of joke. He never allowed the environment to be very tense or very serious. As you know, you go to a Swami and somebody is very serious and meditative. That he didn't allow that to happen. He was full of energy, vibrancy, full of dynamism. That was different, uniqueness about Gurudev. So when Basant Birla, from Calcutta, first time he saw, he said, how can he be like that? How can he laugh? How can Swami just laugh like this? Like when you saw me first time. So they wonder, I think he laughs too much. And Gurudev's ways was like that. Somebody was serving breakfast. One lady was there. She was, apple, guava, banana. She was cutting apples. So he said, okay, what does your husband do? So she said, my husband is a doctor. So say, okay, don't give this apple to your husband. One apple a day keeps the doctor away. So anywhere, he will bring out something. But the basic thing was that he never lost the touch from the truth. Even joking, he was at his own level, sublime level. He will touch the chord of reality somewhere. I'll tell you, don't copy it. Don't copy it what I'm saying. Don't imitate. Mahatmas should not be imitated, they should be emulated. Mentally, you if you can, don't physically, you don't copy it. He was so established in the truth. It was in Prayagraj. So there was no mission office at that time. So Swami Yogestanand used to be there. Earlier he was S.S. Agarwal. He said, Gurudev, please come to my house. So he came. And from his house, only office was. He said, this is the Chinmaya Mission office. Gurudev became very serious. He said, which Chinmaya Mission? I'm above all. He never lost the touch from the scriptures. He never lost the touch from the truth. Somebody said, Gurudev, you are teaching and you are, having this and that. He said, I'm acting like the father who just plays like a horse for the child. I'm not like that. I'm acting like that. As much vibrant he was outside, so much quiet he was inside. And this expressed how much harsh situation came. He never becomes sad. Never becomes sad. And his answers were ready at the tip of the tongue. Somebody was in Bombay after the young one boy came. He said, I want some ideal teacher. So Gurudev looked at him. He said, I can't get an ideal teacher. So Gurudev said, don't search for the ideal teacher. Search ideal in every heart. Search. There's some ideal in any person you meet. Don't search for some ideal somewhere outside. And then he added, like the Swami has a temper. One day he was talking. He said, we should not overdo anything. Don't oversleep. Don't overeat. Don't over talk. And then he added, don't overwork like this Swami. So there was a touch of truth in whatever he did and whatever he said. He was a teacher. The Guru is the one who brings the God, who brings the knowledge of the Upanishads. Somebody said, Gurudev, you are teaching Upanishad. If people don't accept, Upanishad is the highest knowledge. Why to teach to the crowd? One line answer. Shruti will search its own listeners. People won't stay for more than one day. They have a better place to sleep. They will go away. It doesn't matter. So when he started his prachar work, those Chandrasekharan Swamis in our in South India, Kanchi Math is there. Chandrasekhar, very great son. He said, he is talking in English, and English is Mlech Bhasha. English was not being taught the Upanishad was not being taught in English. And then he said, that Chandrasekhar Swami, when Saraswati herself wants to dance on the tongue, who can stop him? When Mother Saraswati herself wants to dance on the tongue of Swami Chinmayananda, how can you stop Mother Saraswati? We can stop him, but how can you stop her? That was he was a passionate teacher. Till the last days, if you know, and you have seen the videos, etc. Today also you are seeing. That was earlier. But when he was 91, he used to just take Bhagavad Gita, evening classes on Bhagavad Gita, morning. He will never leave his classes. He used to say, I love that Brahmachari who will dial with this boot sound. I don't want anybody to be lazy. He was very strict in that manner. He loved the one who took classes and who is doing activity. He liked to talk about the scriptures. And therefore he was very fond of, now he said Brahmachari should give talk now. And to go with him was not that easy. Don't think Bhiksha is going on, I am very happy. There is a crowd of 30, 40 people. And Brahmachari is there, or Swami is there. And he will sit quietly. Somebody will ask any question. Swamiji, tell me about Dakshinamurti Stotra. Brahmachari, start. Now he is looking at here, start. Imagine yourself. Dakshinamurti, that too, not a simple text like that. Well, okay, Dakshinamurti Stotram is that Stotram in which there is a, whole world is said to be in the self. You have to talk about it. And Guru is walking like that. He said, I want to have 100 Vivekanandas who can convert the whole world. Our Guruji once went to one Sanskrit Vidyalaya. He inaugurates some class there. Sanskrit Vidyalaya. And there Gurudev told him, talk in Sanskrit. Will I can't talk? Start. Talk for 5 minutes. 5-10 minutes you will talk in Sanskrit. Not prepared. Not this. This is not required. You have to talk sentences. Ten tabhyam tai tasmai tabhyam tepya. Ye nahi sunana, marenge pakad ke tumko. This is not. You have to talk. He wanted you to be very ready, alert. He didn't allow you to be slack in some manner. Once I wrote a letter and he replied back, I got your undated letter. He wanted to be very alert in all manners. Once somebody, sent one letter in an envelope. And the first line of the letter was, opening your letter was more serious than cesarean operation. Whenever you put a letter, see that the letter is not stuck up inside with the gum. There should be detachment with the letter and the envelope from inside. Outside they appear one, but inside it should be detached. Too much gums they put sometimes. Some people don't know all these things. They pour the whole gum, it is seeping from all directions. One day somebody put an envelope. And in that envelope, the ticket was, ticket has to be here. I don't know you have seen envelopes or not. Stamp. The stamp was turned slightly. Actually, he wanted to be aligned. And then Gurudev wrote, your tilted stamp was received, always put along the corners. He was so perfectionist. One day, it so happened, Guruji was there. He was Vivek Chaitanya at that time. And Gurudev was writing letter and he was inserting in the envelope. So he was doing it very slowly out of fear. That he was turning like that. He has to turn, and after turning, you have to insert it in the envelope. And he was doing it too slowly. So Gurudev saw, if you will have fear, world will eat you. Quit fast. He was teaching at every step of your life. He is not shy of his scolding also. I was in Siddhbadi. 6:30 was the class. And 6:30 was the class. 6:28, the organizers came to me. He said, lamp is not lit. I said, why, this is Gurudev is coming and, ask somebody. No, go. Gurudev won't say anything. Go. The lamp is not lighted properly. This is they themselves were not going. They forced me to go. And Gurudev did not like when he is on the stage. Anybody should be even sitting there or doing any work. I was comfortably lighting the stage. Lighting the lamp. And I saw lull, silence. Then I looked here and there, why people are so quiet. He was walking. And he had a stick. He saw towards me like this. I jumped straight away from the stage, not from the staircase, and disappeared in the crowd. So that if scolding that, everybody should share. He did not like that why should I do that? And one more moment, I was, I think, 93 or 92. Siddhbadi was there. 6 o'clock is the Aarti time. So everybody was sitting. So 5:45, they all started moving. Old people take time, get up. They get up, sit at the chair here and there, move slowly, left and right. And then they move. I was sitting, nobody was there. And Gurudev was seeing me, how are you? How's your studies going on? You're happy? Boy, he was talking like that. I was so happy nobody's there. And I was more happy I don't have to attend Aarti. Like you are. So you won't believe, 5:59. He said, oh, Aarti has started. Run. Don't walk. Run. I want to see you there before the bell rings. And immediately I ran. Because Gurudev said, run, I ran. So there is a joy around him. In front of teacher, you don't have to do sadhana. Sadhana happens automatically. So his love, his compassion, his teaching, his acceptance. Go, you have to go. No? If you have to go, you can go there. She's shy, how can I go there? His dispassion. He used to love everybody. Siddhbadi is so good, do this, do that. Moment his car went out of Siddhbadi, no talk. He will not turn around and see also. Nothing he will say. Some Swamiji was there. He said, Swamiji, I want to be with you in your physical form. He said, my physical form is CCMT. Love the mission. Serve it. Somebody asked for donation, some center. Boundary wall of the ashram has fallen down. I want the money. He said, don't you know? It is CCMT. First you try. If you cannot do it, then you come to me. What is your sadhana? I have to help you at every step of your life. He was a lion when he used to speak. So therefore, Gangeshwar Swamiji, one day Gangeshwar Swamiji came. Gangeshwar Anandji. Unannounced, he came in the Jagdishwar temple. And nothing. He sat in the Jagdishwar temple. All brahmacharis, they couldn't arrange Purnugum. Their whole attention is where is Purnugum? Where is Arth? That also they couldn't arrange. And Gurudev was outside. He clip-clopped. He has a paduka. Clip-clop. He was blind, this Gangeshwaranand. Great saint. He said, "Hey, military Swami is coming." Military Swami is coming. And as Gurudev walked inside, offered namaskar to him. So they put one chair for him. Gurudev was a teacher. Gurudev put the chair like that. Sat on the bare floor. At the feet. And they said, "Swamiji, chair is there." You know what Gurudev said? When he was already a great Swami, I was a boy of the street. His humility was astounding. I have a photograph when he went to Nityanand Swamiji in Bombay. Nityanand Swamiji was sitting. He held the feet and sat at the feet of Nityanand Swamiji. The strength of a Mahatma is his egolessness. Whatever you say, that he had all the time. And that egoless person alone can be loving without cause. One Brahmachari ji was there. I told you, in some center, he was in charge of bookstall. Bookstall, after yagna, he left, along with the money. I don't know where the money went. Some said, no, he only took away the money. He disappeared. After 1 year, he again came back. But see his surrender. He came back and straight away went to Kutia of Gurudev. People said, "How will you show face?" He said, "No, I will tell." Gurudev said, "Oh, where were you? Money is over." By the time he could explain something, he said, "Gurudev, you will accept me in the mission?" He said, "I never rejected you. When did I ask you to go? Does the mother ask the child to go away? I never rejected you. You are always once a baby. Once the child is after always the child." Because his love is there. That makes Gurudev extraordinary. His dispassion, never he carried anybody. Once he was sitting with Swami Prashantanand. And trust complications were there. So they were all saying, "This should be like that." He said, "Therefore my Guru told me not to go in the plains and work with the people all around. Sit in the caves of the Himalayas and meditate." See, I didn't follow him, therefore he was joking. Then Swamiji said, "Swamiji, we also should go there and meditate." "No, your Guru is asking you to work." Earlier, the Siddhabadi was not very organized. So Gurudev was late by 5-7 minutes. So he came back, people were wondering what is there. He said, when Swami Shivananji asked me whether you want to take sannyas, I went for a 40-day trip to Uttarakhand. After coming back from Uttarakhand, I decided I should take sannyas. And he gave sannyas to me and gave me the name SWAMI CHINMAYANANDA. You know for what? To fix your bathroom. Because that bathroom was dripping that day. Therefore he was late. In Antruk, what Gurudev had was astounding. Today is our day to express our gratitude. What the small lamp can give to the sun. What a small argya can give to the Ganga. You know what we do when we go to the Ganges? We take Ganga Jal and offer to Ganga. Jal also I offer, same Ganga Jal offering to the Ganga. What words I am talking, all has come from me. What life he has given, it has come from him. What can I give him? What can I give him? How can I show my gratitude to him? What can I offer him? Many times people used to say, Gurudev, what present shall I give to you? And he used to say, smile. Just a smile. Towards the last few days, a small girl asked, Gurudev, are you going? He said, no. Whenever you want, I'll be there in your heart. I'm there. What can we offer to Gurudev? We got Ramayana from him, Upanishads from him, Gita from him. We got our beautiful ashram from him. We got so much from the mission. No? We are every day receiving without giving. Gurudev tere mahaniya kripa मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है. वही तो है ना. क्या करेंगे? What can we offer? Minus him, zero is there. Today is a day of expression of our gratitude. I still remember I was late in Swarna Tulabhar. He was weighed against gold in 1991. I thought I have lost everything because I couldn't see. My train was late. And with a broken heart, without changing the clothes, train clothes, I straight away went. I said, I can't see Gurudev. I took a taxi, auto rather, and rushed to Pavai Ashram. And I cannot forget that moment. When I rushed there, standing I had darshan, that was enough. He was coming from his wheelchair, from his kutia. You have seen his kutia. He was coming and he saw me. Oh, you have come. I saw whom he was talking to. I am a small person there, what? All trustees and all other are there. He's white shirt. Come here. And still I remember both the hands, he held me like that. He said, so late you did. I was waiting for you. I said, where are you? I told you. There is some thirst. The thirst in the teacher for me takes the thirst of the world from my heart. When a student is thirsty for the teacher, that is natural because he wants joy, he wants knowledge. But the teacher being thirsty for the student to give him knowledge, to take his sorrows out, to take him out of the birth and deaths. When the student sees this thirst takes away the greed and the thirst of the world in the student's mind. The student should have the eyes. I saw this thirst in Gurudev. I saw this thirst. If I was not communicating, he was communicating. If I forgot, he will remember. If I forgot to correct something, he will correct. He enveloped me. He embraced me. He made me his own. And to millions of people all around the globe. They are Karak Purushas. They are Avatar Purushas. They are coming for Samashti Sankalp. Lot of incidents are there. Lot of other matters are also there. My time is over. Let us pledge our life to the Guru. Unless you are completely available for the Lord and Teacher, you cannot be happy. All unhappiness is you are not surrendering one area of your life. Your unsurrendered area gives you unhappiness. You have not offered in some part of your life. Unoffered part of your personality gives you anger, gives you surrender, gives you frustration, gives you desire. He gave himself completely There's nothing called sleeping time for him, eating time for him, walking time for him, exercise time for him, pranayam time for him. Never. If he gave completely, today, why should you give partially? You also give completely to his mission, to his people, to that Mahatma who changed our life, who brought us to the place so that we can smile today. We are carefree today. We have something to look forward. We have something to praise. We know who is Ram, who is Krishna. We know what is Upanishad. We know what is Brahman. To that giant of the spiritual world, to that Shiva, we offer our infinite prostrations. 1991, I was in Bombay. In one room I was there. I went to see Gurudev. They said he won't come out, he's not well. I said, okay, I'll sit outside with 5, 7, 10 people. Half an hour I waited, he didn't come out. After half an hour, one of the boys, he started singing, Aao Gurudev darshan dijo, tum ho jagat ke data. And I was closing, and all of a sudden I heard somebody having a stick, tuck, tuck. I said, who is this who's having his stick around me? And sometimes, Gurudev used to hit this with a stick also. Your head he will put, on back heel, on the hips he will put like that. If you do namaskar, hit like that. On the back heel. He didn't hit, but he was just passing. And he sat. Today also we call him. Every moment call him. Ask him to give darshan. In your heart. What is your present? Give him a present. If you don't give your present, your life will be full of absence. If you feel a void in your life, if you feel absence in your life, if you feel lonely in your life, because you have not given a present to your Guru, that is cause of your loneliness. My time is over. May his blessings ever envelop us. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Hari Gun Gao, Hari Naam Gao.
आज सखी